Your home may look calm, but what if the energy inside tells another story? Hidden negativity can grow like invisible mold, feeding on stress, resentment, or fear. You might clean, reorganize, light candles, yet something heavy lingers. That's not your imagination. It's built-up energy that needs release, not disguise. The good news? Nature already offers a spiritual first aid kit. 7 remarkable plants work with your home's energy to restore flow, protection, and peace. Each one supports a different imbalance, helping you create a space that feels lighter, calmer, and truly renewed. Let's explore these 7 sacred allies and discover how each one restores harmony in its own way. Sometimes a room can feel unsettled, no matter how much you clean or rearrange. That lingering tension isn't just emotional, it's what many describe as energetic residue, settling quietly in the air long after conflict has passed. You might air out the space, or light fragrant candles, yet, something still feels heavy. This is where white sage, often called the ultimate energy cleanser, comes in. Traditionally used by indigenous tribes such as the Lakota Sioux, Comanche, Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Navajo, white sage plays an important role in ceremonies intended to purify and protect. The fragrant smoke from its dried leaves is believed to carry away stagnant or unwelcome energy, restoring a sense of clarity with each curl that drifts through the air. In spiritual practice, this process, often referred to today as smoke cleansing, is seen as a way to reset the atmosphere and renew harmony. As its leaves smolder, they release a sharp, earthy aroma that many associate with mental stillness and balance. Within spiritual traditions, this scent is thought to refresh the flow of life energy throughout a home. For ethical and environmental balance, choose sustainably harvested sage, or grow your own. Consider using common garden sage if white sage is unavailable. Once your space feels clear again, it becomes easier to notice subtler emotional energies that still linger, waiting for a gentler kind of protection. How to use: light the tip, let it smolder, and waft smoke through corners, doorways, and around yourself. When to use: after arguments, after guests leave, or any time the room feels stuck. Now that the air feels lighter, let's guard the doorway against envy before it enters. When envy drifts through a space, it can quietly distort the energy of a room. You might feel it as unexplained tension or uneasiness between people who usually get along. Sometimes it hides behind polite conversation, yet leaves the atmosphere dense and unsettled. That's precisely where Rue, or Ruta, graveolens, stands out as a natural protector against jealousy. Rooted in Mediterranean folk tradition, Rue has long been valued for its role in warding off negative influences. Ancient Roman writings and later European folklore both describe it as a plant believed to shield homes and people from misfortune. In many cultures, it became a symbol of protection against the evil eye, a reflection of jealousy or ill intent that can subtly affect well-being even today. Across generations, families have kept small pots of rue near their doors or windows, trusting it to absorb emotional toxins brought in from the outside world. Spiritually, rue functions like an energetic firewall, interrupting jealousy before it settles. To invite its protection, many practitioners recommend planting rue in a green pot near the entrance as a living guardian that filters negativity before it enters. Handle it carefully, as its oils can irritate skin, and keep it away from children and pets. Once emotional unrest is balanced, you can begin working with plants that cleanse on a gentler, restorative level. How to use: keep a potted plant at the entry, hang a small dried bundle above the door. When to use: after tense visits, during workplace drama spillover, or when social media envy feels in the air. With jealousy diffused, let's soften what sorrow and regret may have left behind. Certain spaces hold a quiet weight that ordinary cleaning can't release. The air feels slow, carrying echoes of sorrow or regret that linger in corners long after the moment has passed. Over time, that atmosphere can dull motivation and dim a home's natural warmth. Moments like these call for something gentle, something meant not to scrub away energy but to renew it. Hyssop, often referred to as the biblical purifier, has for centuries been associated with spiritual cleansing. In religious traditions and ancient texts, it appears as a symbol of purification and spiritual rebirth. These traditional beliefs portray hyssop as a bridge between physical and spiritual renewal, trusted to refresh both environment and spirit. Its subtle, mint-like fragrance is traditionally believed to ease emotional burdens and help restore a sense of openness and peace. Many modern practitioners still use hyssop for quiet energy detoxification. A spray made by steeping the herb in water is said to circulate clarity throughout a home. Research safety guidelines before any internal or skin use. Planting hyssop near windows or thresholds is also believed to invite a constant, nurturing flow of pure energy. With the atmosphere now clear and renewed, attention can shift towards strengthening the energy that surrounds you each day. How to use: steep, strain, and mist rooms lightly while focusing on forgiveness and release. When to use: after grief, big changes, or any period that felt emotionally heavy. Your space is clearer, now let's give it a shield. When your surroundings feel calm yet your energy still wavers, it may be time to create a stronger safeguard. That's where Angelica root, often called the root of the Holy Ghost, comes in. Traditionally valued across Europe and Asia, this sacred herb has long been associated with protection in spiritual and folkloric practices. Healers and practitioners have believed it forms a boundary between your energy and the outside world, a kind of gentle shield that helps maintain emotional stability when you're exposed to shifting moods or crowded environments. In traditional belief, Angelica's tall, hollow stalks are said to symbolize an upward flow of energy, a connection between grounded strength and divine protection. Rather than claiming to alter this energy, these interpretations view the plant as a reminder to stand firm and balanced, even when others' emotions press in. Many people use Angelica root as part of a protective ritual, placing it near doors or windows, where it acts as a symbolic gatekeeper filtering out unwanted influence. For an added layer of grounding, some combine it with stones or wooden planters to link earth and spirit in steady harmony. This forms a stable, energetic boundary, one that helps preserve clarity, an essential foundation before introducing lighter, more uplifting energy into your space. How to use: place root chips in a small dish by doors, windows. Add a stone for anchoring. When to use: during moves, new jobs, transitions, or when you feel porous to others' moods. With the shield in place, now let's renew the space after gatherings. When gatherings end and the room quiets, a subtle heaviness can sometimes linger, a mix of emotional residue and tired air that open windows alone can't clear. In spiritual traditions, this kind of leftover energy is seen as needing more than cleaning. It calls for ceremonial renewal. Juniper, often called the ceremonial cleanser, has a long history in purification rituals practiced by many indigenous cultures, particularly in regions where the plant grows naturally. Burning juniper branches before or after gatherings was believed to restore harmony and dispel stagnant energy. When the resin-rich needles burn, they release a crisp, grounding aroma that has been traditionally associated with removing lower vibrations and resetting a space's energy. Juniper berries too play a role, historically placed by windows and doors as symbols of protection, creating natural energetic boundaries that guard the home's calm. You can bring that same clarity into modern spaces with either dried juniper bundles or a potted plant. Both are seen as ways to maintain freshness throughout the year, especially after busy social days. Using sustainably sourced juniper connects mindfulness with nature's cycles, honoring its ancient roots while keeping your environment grounded and clear. Once your surroundings feel centered again, it becomes easier to notice how personal energy responds to daily emotional demands. How to use: light a small bundle and let smoke circulate where people gathered, or keep a potted juniper near entryways. When to use: after parties, visitors, ceremonies, or intense workdays. With the room reset, now let's root the day in steadiness. Cedar, the grounding healer, centers on stability, the kind that keeps energy steady when life moves too quickly. In today's constant rush of screens, messages, and deadlines, your surroundings can start to mirror that pace, scattered, overstimulated, and out of rhythm. The air fills with motion, but little peace. Cedar offers a simple way to draw that energy back down, returning awareness to a more centered state. For the indigenous peoples of the Pacific Northwest, the western red cedar, honored as the tree of life, holds deep ceremonial meaning. Gatherings at its base and the burning of cedar in cleansing fires have long symbolized renewal and the re-establishment of sacred boundaries. Its towering form and deep roots represent endurance and grounded focus. The earthy scent of its wood acts as a steadying anchor, traditionally believed to carry wisdom energy that restores inner calm and balance. In modern spaces, placing cedar near busy areas allows its grounding influence to circulate through the home. Burning small handfuls of dried wood chips can refresh the atmosphere and draw scattered energy back to stillness. Always source cedar sustainably, using fallen branches or certified suppliers to honor both the tree and the traditions that value its spirit. When harmony settles again, the space becomes ready for a gentler renewal, one that invites warmth and blessing into the silence that remains. How to use: place cedar bundles in corners, burn a pinch of chips in a fire-safe bowl with ventilation. When to use: after stressful days, family tension, or to recenter a busy room. Grounded and calm, let's seal it with blessing. Once the cleansing work is complete, the final step is to fill the space with gentle warmth and renewal. This is the moment for Palo Santo, the sacred blessing wood. Originating from South America, Palo Santo has deep roots in indigenous ceremonies, where it has long been used to invite peace, protection, and joy after purification rituals. Its name, meaning holy wood, reflects its purpose as a blessing tool rather than a cleanser. The aromatic smoke rises slowly and softly, carrying a sweet calming scent that many describe as uplifting. In traditional practice, this smoke is believed to gently reprogram the atmosphere, replacing emptiness with optimism and serenity while sealing the balanced energy you've cultivated. To experience its gentle influence, you can burn small shavings or place chips near hearths, windows, or meditation areas, so the scent circulates naturally. For spiritual and environmental harmony, always use Palo Santo, harvested ethically, ideally from certified reforestation projects or naturally fallen branches. Supporting responsible suppliers helps preserve the forests of Peru and other regions where the wood is found, and ensures its sacred role continues with integrity. As with all spiritual tools, mindful use and respect for origin matter. Every blessing begins with intention, and how consciously you work with it determines how deeply the energy transforms the space ahead. How to use: light the tip, let embers glow and smoke drift through each room. When to use: after cleansing sessions, new beginnings, meditations, or fresh starts. As the final smoke fades, your home isn't just clean, it's blessed. Each plant you've encountered offers more than a remedy, it's a guide for maintaining calm, presence, and connection. Together they form a kind of spiritual first aid kit, ready whenever energy in your space feels unsteady. Choose one to nurture daily, and let it remind you to slow down and care for your space. Energy cleansing isn't only about clearing heaviness, it's about replacing it with gratitude, attention, and light. May your home become your sanctuary, a living reflection of peace, care, and harmony. And if one of these plants already brings you balance, share your experience in the comments. Your insight may inspire someone else's healing journey. Thank you for watching, and for being part of our Green Life Zen community. If you found peace in this video, give it a like, subscribe for more plant wisdom, and share it with someone who might need calm energy today. Until next time, take a deep breath, and keep your garden and your spirit in harmony.